You so much for joining us today. Over the next hour, we're going to be speaking with food and beverage entrepreneurs from across the country about what's new with their brands, including line extensions, brand updates, and retail and distribution news. Joining me over the next hour is Dr. Sebastian Dreher, who is the managing director of Döhler Ventures US. Sebastian, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, as always.
It's really great to see you. I'm excited to speak with you and our entrepreneurs, which are from 10 different brands. And we're going to be talking, doing some advice, doing some constructive criticism. But before we get to our first entrepreneur, could you tell us a little bit about your background? Tell us about Döhler Ventures and what you do on a daily basis.
Of course, yeah. So Döhler, the business in general is, the business model is all around natural ingredients for food and beverage companies, right? So you want to think juices, powders, purees, extracts like coffee, tea, or more like health and performance ingredients like ginger, elderberry, which are all really on trend right now. So that's the core business. We have been plant-based before plant-based really was a thing. And but ideally what we want to do, we like to look at products holistically. You want to work with beverage companies and formulate the product, help them to create shelf-stable products, and ideally provide a blend for all of the ingredients that they then can use and take to a co-packer, right? So that's the essence of the company. We're purely B2B. We don't own any brands, but we help them grow, and that's what we're doing with Döhler Ventures as well, investing in early-stage food and beverage companies.
Now, when you say early stage, can you offer some context on what early stage means to Döhler Ventures?
Yeah, so we do have some pre-revenue investments we are doing, but ideally, we'd like to see some revenue. Doesn't have to be big, but really proving that you can produce a product, can bring it to market, and you have first feedback from consumers. That's our sweet spot, and I think we are one of the few that are really going in early or willing to go in early, understanding that there's special risk, but that's what we do.
Well, I believe all 10 of the brands that are participating today are post-revenue. They're not pre-revenue. So perhaps one will catch your eye for a future investment.
Yeah.
Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is the BevNet Elevator Talk Livestream. And we're going to be speaking with entrepreneurs from across the country, 10 different brands over the next hour. All right, let's get to that first entrepreneur, that first brand. That person is Melanie Kahn, who is the founder and CEO of Poppilu. Melanie, how are you?
Hi, Ray. Good to see you.
Great to see you as well. And who's that with you?
This is my brand ambassador, one of my two brand ambassadors. This is the Poppy in Poppilu.
I heard that is Poppy herself.
This is the one and only.
Oh, she is absolutely adorable.
We'll see if she makes it through the interview.
Okay. For folks at home who are not familiar with Poppilu, what do you guys do?
So Poppilu is a high antioxidant lemonade. We have our line of bottles, which we currently sell in Mariano's and actually just launching in Duane Reade this week and a number of other retailers as well. It's high in antioxidants, vitamin C. We've got 150% daily value vitamin C in every bottle, plus polyphenols from aronia berries. The aronia gives it that distinct pink color, which of course is the color of the brand. And we say it's bold on citrus, not on sugar, because we are low sugar relative to certainly other lemonades, as well as the competitive set that we find ourselves shelved next to, whether it's coconut waters, cold pressed juices, and items like that. So we get 9 grams of sugar in this 12-ounce bottle, which is fantastic. We actually just reduced our sugar in our last production run last month, and so we're super excited about the future of this brand, of this product line. This is refrigerated, but we're also really excited about this one. So this is our new pouch, our new kids pouch. We have 3 flavors, a peach, a blueberry, and an original. And we decided to extend the Poppilu brand into pouches because kids love lemonade, and there is no lemonade brand for kids out there, which is crazy given that kids 6 to 12 are the highest indexing consumers of lemonade, but there is no kids lemonade brand. So we developed this line. We're launching this week nationally in Walmart. We have no added sugar. We have the lowest sugar of any kid's juice or juice pouch, juice box or juice pouch. 100% daily value vitamin C, organic, and again, that no added sugar is really critical to moms as well, and that low sugar profile. And the nice thing about our lemonades, much like our bottles, our pouches as well have a really bold flavor. So this is not a watered down kids juice by any stretch. We're really going for a full flavor that kids can enjoy, and moms can feel good about the nutrition in every pouch.
Now, the pouches, do they contain this? Do they contain the same functional benefit as your RTD line, as your
They
flagship
do.
line?
Yeah, they do. Different formulas certainly, but they are still a high antioxidant beverage. So they still have 100% daily value vitamin C. They still have some of the polyphenols from the aronia berry juice that goes in there as well. But for kids, I think what they're most interested in is great taste, and for moms, it's really about the sugar content at the end of the day.
That is fantastic that Poppy is almost drinking a whole unit of your product. I think everyone has to do this in this live stream now. So it's going to be tough
That's
for
right.
peanut butter, but we can do this. So let me ask you this. You obviously have a very interesting product and great branding, which you, on the one hand, you advertise to kids, or you want to have kids use it. On the other hand, you don't want to have it too kid-like. You try to have it adult. So how, walk me through the process. How did you decide? Why did you decide to use the branding and not go for more like kids-like branding, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's always staging, I think, that goes into a beverage brand. So if you look at a brand like Honest Tea, they certainly started with their adult beverages, and then were able, as they developed, to be able to expand into Honest Kids. We're doing that obviously on a much more compressed time frame, launching kids pretty quickly after launching our bottled line. But honestly, I'm so excited about the kids line that I want to be able to get it to market quickly, and capitalize on the opportunity before anyone else, frankly, launches a kids lemonade. So super excited about both. They are shelved, merchandised completely differently. The kids juice pouches will be in the aseptic kids juice aisle with other shelf-stable beverages for kids, whereas the bottles go typically in the produce set, or in or in the grab and go single serve set. So we're reaching consumers the adults in a very different part of the store than we are the kids. So I don't see too much overlap there.
Okay, and how do you, what's the number one mechanism for the pouches? Let's just assume you have a signature product there and your pouches are next to the other pouches. So what's the number one reason consumers would pick it up and say, okay, I want to try this? What's the hook you're setting besides your colorful branding?
So, I mean, it truly is bold flavor that doesn't come at a cost of high sugar. So it's that really nice, rich lemonade flavor in several fun flavors, that really nice, bold and tangy flavor with the sugar content that moms can feel good about, and all the rest of the attributes, the organic and the no added sugar, et cetera, and the vitamin C that's there. No doubt the packaging, I know you said other than the packaging, but the packaging truly does stand out on shelf. There's nothing like this. And it certainly is very, very eye-catching. And I think that's why the reaction from the buyers who have seen it so far has been overwhelmingly positive, just because it truly does stand out.
Melanie, you brought up the buyers, national in national in Walmart. That's amazing.
Yes, national Walmart, 1,300 Walmarts. So every DC.
Wow. So what was your pitch to Walmart, and what were they most receptive about?
So honestly, it was the same thing. First of all, they saw the branding. They loved how it looked. They recognized the fact that there's a need for innovation in the kids' juice aisle. It's obviously there's a lot of backlash against kids having sugary beverages. There's certainly waters, flavored waters out there for kids. But at least in the case of my family, my kids don't want flavored waters. They want juice. And this is the way that we can give consumers everywhere a really nice, flavorful juice product that still meets the nutrition that moms are looking for today. And with branding that is fun and eye-catching. You'll notice that some of that very purposely, we don't have kids illustrations on here. There's none of the fruit illustrations. There's no kids on skateboards or surfboards. We're trying to other than Poppy, who's only 3, the goal for a kids pouch really is 6 to 12. And we think those kids are ready to move on from some of the brands that have been out there for years and ready to try something new.
Melanie, fantastic stuff. You've come a long way since your appearance in the New Beverage Showdown, and I'm really excited to see how this brand has developed. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything going forward. And Poppy, thank you so much for joining us. You were awesome too.
Can you get a little wave?
All right, sweetheart.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, that was great. Melanie Kahn, the founder and CEO of Poppilu, with her daughter Poppy. All right, let's keep on keeping on. We've got Haley Sanderlin, who is next. She's the co-founder of Reso Dressing. Haley, how are you? Haley's not with us yet. She's going to pop in with us momentarily. Sebastian, it's interesting. You brought up a good question with Poppilu about how you market the brand and how you talk to moms about kids products. Are you interested in the kids beverage category? I mean, are you interested in kids products? It's a tough go for a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So first of all, I do not have any kids. So and it makes kind of me, to be honest, I'm not as deep into the pain points that mothers or family in general have shopping for kids, right? So I'm missing a little bit of an edge here. But in general, I think it's a category that is not as easy to crack open. And for one, is it because you have your customers only for a limited time, right? If you think for an adult beverage, for example, like the time, like the lifetime people can consume a product is way bigger than for kids. You have a more limited time frame, and that makes it a little bit more tricky. But in general, there is room for trusted brands and brands that families and mothers and kids trust. So it's not easy to crack in, but if you can do, there's a lucrative market there.
Well, it looks like Melanie's doing it right now. 1,300 Walmarts. That's pretty impressive.
That's
all
amazing.
Right. Yeah. Haley Sanderlin, the co-founder of Reso Dressing, everything dressing, that is. Haley, are you with us?
Yes. Sorry about that.
No problem. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you. Reso everything dressing. Does that mean you can put it on everything?
Pretty much anything and everything savory. That is correct.
Very cool. Tell us about the origins of Reso. How did you start the company?
Yeah, so Brizo's been in our family for about 30 years. It's my aunt's recipe that we took to market at the end of 2017. We saw a need for something that was simple yet quality ingredient in this, sauce, condiment, dressing category. And that can be used on a multitude of different things. Typically, people go to that and shop that category. They're using, single-use condiments for either salad or a marinade or a dipping sauce. And we really wanted to be all of those things in one bottle. So my aunt's been making it for the past 30 years. We've been using it in our family, and really that's when we saw that it can be used as a multi-use dressing. So simple yet quality ingredients: lemon juice, extra virgin olive oil with a blend of herbs and spices. The biggest thing that we are communicating to consumers, aside from the everything piece, is that it is shelf stable and it doesn't have to be refrigerated after opening. So consumers can take it with them wherever they go, add it to pretty much, like I said, anything and everything savory, and feel good about it, right? So a lot of what's on shelf might have added preservatives or fillers or the carbs and the sugar that, consumers are starting to become more educated about and moving from adding to their meals. So we're trying to be that wholesome, dressing on shelf that doesn't have any carbs, doesn't have any sugar, is gluten-free, non-GMO, project verified, vegan. So that's kind of who we are and our story behind it. Where the traction we've gained in the market since we launched the end of 2017 is we got into Bristol Farms and AJ's Fine Foods. We're making it in a shared kitchen as a family on the weekends, just trying to see what the brand can do. And then in 2018, we were doing that. And then in 2019, I quit my full-time job and started working for Brizo full-time. And we've gained some traction in the markets. We got into Wegmans on the East Coast with both SKUs. We've gotten into Central Market, some of the natural specialty stores, Erewhon, Molly Stone's, Nugget, launched on Amazon Prime. And since then, we're gaining some traction from some larger retailers as well. So, opening up some bigger distribution like KeHE and Super Value Unify. So it's been a great, it's a great product to bring to market. And we've gained some traction in markets. We, really resonated with the fact that it's an everything dressing. And when they do pick it up, they feel good about adding it to their meals. So, and aside from that, it's a family gig. So something I'm passionate about.
Now, am I mispronouncing it? Is it Brizo or Brizo?
So tomato, it's either. So however you want to say it.
Gotcha. Sebastian, your thoughts on Brizo or Brizo?
So my first question would be, what's the price, the price point? I want to say price point, the Brizo point. What's the price point compared to other dressings? Do you have a premium on it? Like, how do you sell? How do you hook the consumer with the price?
So it's $6.99 on shelf. So we're not really trying to compete, obviously, with like Kraft Heinz, some of the lower priced items that have been around forever. But we're really trying to compete and bring to market something that makes sense. So if it's $6.99, they're picking it up on shelf. They're not just paying $6.99 for salad dressing. They're paying $6.99 for something that they can use on a multitude of different things at home. So that's how we're with them. We did try to maybe increase it and put a little bit more of a premium on it. And we just, trial and error, but we just figured it wasn't going to work. So we tried to stay, at a price point that made sense at $6.99 per bottle.
Okay. So I think one of the challenges in the category is that it's a low velocity item, right? People buy the dressing and it takes some time for them to rebuy it. So what strategy do you have around marketing or like hooking people and making sure that you have constant marketing messaging? What's your strategy there to make up for the fact that it's a low velocity, low moving item?
So the good thing is, even though it's a low velocity and category, we are still moving at a higher rate because of the fact that it is used on everything. So they're not just picking it up and using it on salad and letting it sit in their fridge and forgetting about it. It's being used on a bunch of different things. So typically the velocities are like 1 to 2 in this category. If we're not hitting 2, we're at like 3 or 4 at most of our retailers. From what we've seen. So that's been great. As far as marketing, we're doing a lot of like digital marketing. Obviously we do like in-store promotions and cross promote with other brands and to try and get the messaging there. So we can do like, if you buy, we try and tie it in with how it can be used. So if they buy a pasta and they buy Brizo, they can get $1 off, doing things around that so that people can understand, aside from just the label, that it can be used on pretty much anything and everything. So to increase our velocities in that and to drive people also to, because we sit with the salad dressing. So although we can be, used as multiple different things, we're trying to create buzz around the fact that it's an everything dressing, and we might be on the salad dressing aisle because we have dressing in our name, but it can be used on different things.
Haley, we've got about 30 seconds left. Are you guys looking for investment at this point? Are you fundraising?
We are, yes. We just opened up like our first family and friends round at this time. So we were self-funded. My aunt was funding the entire thing herself, and then we realized if we really want to scale and get in with these larger retailers, we're going to have to start a fundraising round. So yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Good stuff. Haley, thank you so much for joining us, and really appreciate you sharing the story and success, or the upcoming success of Brizo. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Good stuff, as I'm fond of saying, Sebastian. All right, I think we should move on. We've got Meredith Cochran from Oh So Good. She's the co-founder and CEO. Oh So Good. It's OSSOGOOD. Meredith, are you with us?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Great to see you in the kitchen of Oh So Good. Is that where it all started? Is that where you formulated the recipe? Is that where it all started?
This is where I formulate all of our recipes. It all starts at home and just making food that I love and then sharing it with the world. So yeah, it all starts in my kitchen.
Fantastic. And you are based in Los Angeles, yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Tell us a bit about Oh So Good. I'm familiar with the brand, love it. For folks at home who are not, what's the deal?
Yeah, so we've actually been in business for 5 years. What started as ridiculously good super bone broths has now transitioned into ridiculously good superfoods. We've been making bone broths in small batches for the last 5 years, and what started as a very small operation, a small shared kitchen, we started selling out every week, and we're busting at the seams, which is a good problem to have, but a huge problem. And that was just with our own online direct-to-consumer website. And so we wound up solving that problem by keeping it all in our own kitchen, making it with our own crew. And we now have a USDA inspected kitchen that's BRC certified, so the highest food safety that you can have. It's also organic certified. And now we're making about 12 varieties of bone broths, about 7 varieties of soups. So you know, and you've tried I know, right, you personally love our tomato basil paleo soup, but we also now have a vegan version of that, which we're launching. And we're also going to be launching the first ever bone broth waffle. So, what started as just bone broths is now really expanded to superfoods. And one of the reasons why we're making that shift is because the consumers are asking for it. I mean, when you go into the grocery store, I think everybody's looking for an easy to read ingredient panel. And then I think an ingredient that's never listed in the ingredient panel, but I think is one of the most important, is process and how it's made. and we make everything in our own kitchen with tons of love. So some of the new products that we're launching are our vegan soup line. These are two of our flavors. We've got the tomato basil and the Thai coconut. We also have a super vegan. And then we're also expanding beyond just sippable soups and bone broths. And we created the first ever bone broth waffle, which I'm really excited about. So you don't just have to sip your nutrition, you can eat it too. When we looked at the waffle space, one of the things that we loved about it was there was a lot of opportunity for a healthier, better for you option. And so these waffles are completely gluten-free, certified organic. And it's loaded with obviously protein and collagen from the bone broth, but also MCT oil, so you get the healthy fats. And it's incredibly nutrient dense, but the best thing about it is everything that we make is always ridiculously good tasting. So you can ditch the cardboard flavor and actually have something that tastes really good.
You know those emojis where, you know, your head kind of explodes, like that emoji? That's kind of like where bone broth waffles. That's my reaction to bone broth waffles. This is insane.
Awesome.
Sebastian, are you having the same reaction? My mouth is watering. It really
Yeah,
is.
It's like, did you just launch a new product line in this live stream? Like that's amazing. And I really want to try them right now. So I'm actually getting hungry. That's bad. I don't know what to do right now. So
would it be terrible if I put them in front of you all? I won't taunt you. They're not available yet. We're actually going to be launching first in Whole Foods and then expanding from there.
Gotcha.
It's fantastic. I got a question for you, because I remember when the drinkable soups and the bone broth, say the new version came out to market like 2 to 3 years ago. So Meredith, how do you feel the category evolved? How did the conversations with retailers evolve? Because in the beginning, I think it was a novelty item, and now I think it is moving to a more established category. So what is your insight there? What did you learn with and what are retailers thinking right now about the category?
Well, I think over the last few weeks, especially, so much has changed. And I mean, for years now, there's been this huge shift towards nutrient dense foods that also boost your immunity and are nourishing, and obviously warming, which is bone broths and soups. I mean, bone broths have been used for thousands of years by every tradition or by every culture around the world. So it's definitely nothing new. The fact that they didn't exist on the shelves, quite honestly, was shocking. And so obviously being able to contribute and make a really high quality product was important. As I continue to see the trends moving, I mean, people are looking for, nobody wants to make bone broth. It takes 24 hours to make and simmer over low heat for a long period of time. And people are now in their kitchens cooking more than ever. And they're looking for shortcuts to be able to make really delicious food at home. So the category itself is a staple. It always has been. And when you look at like nutrition and you look at being able to consume as many nutrients as possible, but then also keeping in mind that you don't have to eat a ton in order to get that. I think that's where bone broths and sippable soups come in, because you can drink the entire vegetable. So instead of like a green juice, for instance, which definitely has its place, you're also cutting out the majority of the vegetable. Whereas in a sippable soup, you're actually taking those high nutrient dense vegetables, leaving it in a liquid and simmering it and cooking it and getting out all of those nutrients and leaving them all in the broth.
Yeah.
Meredith, we got about a minute left. You know, it's interesting with the new product line. Your primary product line is in the freezer aisle, correct?
Yes.
And the bone broth waffles, where are they going to be merchandised? And, you know, how are you going to kind of manage that different part of the store? I mean, perhaps they are in the frozen aisle too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, actually, so that's the great thing, is it's also in the frozen aisle. So you'll be able to cross-reference like, oh yeah, I want those, the bone broth waffles, which obviously have their place, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever. Very similar to where soups and bone broths fit in, but we're able to merchandise also in the frozen section. I think the only difference is the bone broths and soups now have a much longer refrigerated shelf life. So you may see some shifting away from the freezer and into some of the refrigerated categories in grocery stores as well.
Gotcha. Well, it's always great seeing you, Meredith. And, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream. And thank you for blowing our minds with these waffles. I can't wait to try them.
I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for all you guys do, and be well, everyone.
You too. Thanks so much. Man, that is just Sebastian. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, I'm totally waffled right now. So yeah, it's a great example, to take an idea and to take a product and something you've been doing for a long time and put it in people's hands, right? Waffles are highly snackable. It's very convenient, and I think it's a good carrier to convey the message and the spirit of a brand.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to our next guest for the live stream. Next guest, that is, we have Amy Wong and Lillard Wong. We're the co-founders of Sir Alvarez. Amy, Lillard, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing? Hi,
Good to see you.
Ray. Hi, Ray. Hi, Sebastian.
Good to see you. Lillard, is it just you?
It's just me, unfortunately. My better half is actually roasting at our shop in Anaheim, so I'm here and I'm happy to be here. But and Amy sends her.
You're both doing very, very important things right now. You're on with us. She's roasting.
Yeah.
You can't have everything, right?
Exactly. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about Sir Alvarez. So unfortunately, it's just me.
I'm fortunate. I feel like we're fortunate to have you, Lillard. So tell us about the brand.
Sure. Yeah. We're a woman-owned, minority-owned coffee roaster representing 3 generations of coffee roasting. Amy's grandfather was a roaster in Vietnam, and then her father was a roaster, and now she created the brand Sir Alvarez around the family trade, roasting since around 1969, and we roast out of Anaheim in California.
Very cool. And obviously, you've got RTD coffees there. Tell us a bit about the line. How are they differentiated from other ready-to-drink coffees out there?
Sure, yeah. Well, this is our roasted coffee product, just so you know. That's available in grocers also. But yeah, so on my, I guess it's your left. This is our current lineup. This is a really great black original cold brew. It's super smooth. You really just got to taste it to believe it. It's super smooth. We roast in-house specifically to get that smooth taste. This is a maple cold brew, lightly sweetened with maple syrup, hint of sea salt. Really great experience. And then this one came out last year. It's our Vietnamese coffee. It's not a cold brew. It's super bold coffee with condensed milk. So it's kind of a traditional, modern take on a traditional beverage. Really, really popular. It's gaining popularity as it goes out to market in more and more retailers. We're really excited about this one. And then right here is our new offerings for 2020. The one in the red bottle right here is our Yin Yang Coffee Tea Latte. It's a really cool cultural beverage as well. It's a harmonious blend of coffee, tea, and sweetened milk. It's actually popular in a lot of places around the world. We like to think of it as kind of a Hong Kong style beverage. Like taste-wise, there's the creaminess with our proprietary coffee. And then on the back end, you'll hit the tea, the brewed tea notes. Really, really cool experience. And if you haven't tried it, I'm really excited to bring it to market and show everybody. Oh, sorry, did you?
No, please go ahead.
Okay, and then the other offering that we have for 2020 is our honey oat latte. It's made with oat milk. Again, our in-house roasted coffee and 100% organic honey. So that's a really, really fun one too.
So that's a great family background and great brand backstory. How are you managing so many different items? I mean, I see you have also shots, you have the cold brew coffee. So
sure.
How, still being a small brand, are you producing all in-house, or how do you manage to have so many different SKUs?
Yeah, right now we're producing everything in-house. We have distribution. We're on both coasts right now. Retailers like Pavilions, Lassen's, Kings, and Balducci's. Those are kind of our retailers, our home bases. And so these are on the shelves there, and then our coffee is as well. We're really particular about taste. That's really what our brand is about. It's not we're not looking for the quick, technological things. We're looking for like classic taste. That's really what we're about. So we like keeping it in house. Actually, we're proud of that. We like roasting the coffee, and we want to be a producer in that manner for as long as possible.
I like to talk about categories, right? Cold brew coffee has been growing. There have been so many different brands. I think if we think about Expo West 2 years ago, you saw so many. Then it looked like many didn't survive. So why do you think right now is a good time to go into cold brew coffee again? What's different now? What's your angle in order to convince retailers to take you in their set? Sure,
of course. That's a great question. Our cold brew is a lot different. We roast for the cold brew. It's not something we make in addition to all the stuff we're doing. We really care about cold brew. So you really got to taste it. Cold brews are not all created equal, and I think that our roasting method provides for the best cold brew on the market. The maple cold brew is not a SKU that a lot of people are doing. We think that the maple flavor really complements the coffee, and it's very lightly sweetened. It's not heavy. And then, of course, we have the cultural offerings, Vietnamese coffee, which is inherent in Amy's background, her cultural background. She actually grew up in Vietnam and then immigrated here when she was about 10. So this is like in her taste buds. Like she was so forceful about getting this right. And that actually speaks back to the question you asked earlier about co-packing. We just have to nail this. Like Amy, it's not even about like product. It's about she has to have it right. It's like in her culture, if it's called Vietnamese coffee and it's got Amy's name on it, it has to be done right. So that's true of the Vietnamese coffee and also our yin yang. It's another cultural coffee offering that's pretty uncommon in the States for right now, but is popular worldwide. And we think bringing it to market here in the US it's going to translate. It's really going to work.
Lillard, you have 3 product lines, right?
We have RTD beverage that's refrigerated. That's these 5. We have roasted coffee, and we have one SKU of shelf-stable shots called the Almighty.
And what do you see as having the biggest runway out of the 3 product lines? Is it the RTD beverages, the shots, or the roasted line?
Right now, so I would say RTD and roasted coffee are equivalent. The roasted coffee takes us into other channels. We do a lot of food service, cafes, and restaurants with our roasted coffee. And then RTD is also in an odd way. We have corporate partners, so we can keg some of these offerings. So we do that in bulk as well. But I would say it's about even between RTD and roasted.
Awesome stuff. Lillard, thank you so much for the presentation. Thank you so much for joining us, and really love what you're doing. Keep on keeping on.
Thanks a lot, Ray. Thanks, Sebastian. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
And I'm gonna make sure that I go to my Gelson's down the road and I'm gonna pick some of the products up. If I understand correctly, they should be there. So
Pavilions.
Pavilions.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to Pavilions. No, just kidding. Yeah. I can make that trip too. That's fine. Thank you.
Are they both in walking distance, Sebastian? Can you walk either? Or do you have to get in your car and keep moving?
So first of all, I'm German, so walking distance for me is a different definition. So everything in Venice is walking distance, but it might take me a while. So the Gelson's is walking distance technically, but it's a good walk.
Gotcha. Are you a big coffee drinker, by the way?
Yes, I have a coffee grinder here, and I'm doing my pour-overs every day myself. So I'm drinking too much coffee, actually. It's a little bit of my kryptonite. So I got to be careful on the Vietnamese coffee, because then I'm even gaining more weight than I'm already doing. So.
Well, that sounded really, really good. You know what else sounds really good? Ice cream. And we're going to be talking to an entrepreneur behind Caspers Ice Cream. That's Paul Merrill, who is the CEO. Paul, are you with us?
I am.
Paul, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Caspers Ice Cream. I am not too familiar with the brand. Could you tell us about it?
Okay, a little better known for Fat Boy, but we were started. My grandfather was Casper. He started the company in 1925, making ice cream treats on a stick. He made an ice cream sundae on a stick. Sold them at the local 4th of July celebrations and in the towns near where he lived on the farm. And just got into making novelty bars over the last 95 years. We turned 95 years old this year. I'm 3rd generation, grandson of Caspers. And about 5 years ago, we were listening to our customers in the market, and there became a need for a more dairy-free, good-for-you sector. And we started making Jolly Llama for a young man that started the product. He was a chef by trade and made a real mean mango sorbet. And he wanted to make it on a mass scale and started to do it in these push-up frozen push pops. And we installed the equipment and started making those for him. And then we ended up acquiring the company a short time later, about 4 years ago. And we've really had a desire to continue making his great sorbet recipe. We also started to go into other items that novelty ice cream eaters enjoy, such as ice cream sandwiches and cones. And so we're excited this year to be first to market with our cones. Jolly Llama cones are dairy-free, they're gluten-free, and nobody else has got a cone on the market that are both of those right now. And then we're also doing a couple flavors of coconut-based ice cream sandwich that are also both dairy-free and gluten-free. And it's just exciting to have this brand in our family of brands, to be able to go to people that have different dietary restrictions when it comes to ice cream, that can't handle the dairy and gluten and different things like that. And so we're just real excited to kind of be in this space, as well as our other brands that we do full fat ice cream and do all sorts of novelties. Like I said, cones, sandwiches, push-ups, bars on stick, and then pints and bulk as well.
Now, are the new products available currently? Are they in any retail stores right now?
Yes. So Sprouts nationally, Jolly Llama is, and then regionally in the Boise, Idaho, and Denver area, you can get them in Safeway and Albertsons, and of course Whole Foods and then Associated Foods in the Intermountain West.
So I love the different form factors. Thinking back of my childhood growing up, the cones, the sandwiches, and even the sorbets. I love those products. So the cone, is it also coconut based, or is it a different base?
Yes, it's coconut based.
Okay. And how difficult was the development process for you? Like just walk me. I understand you're deeply involved in supply chain. So how difficult was it for you to come up with a good recipe for your product?
Not too bad. We have a great R&D group here at Caspers that plays with the different recipes and concepts. And then a lot of the flavor, people selling the flavors, as well as the stabilizers in ice cream, they're a real good source, as well as we have a local university that both my grandfather, father, and myself, Utah State University is an agricultural college, and they have ice cream there, the famous Aggie ice cream. And so we collaborate quite a bit with people that can help us with formulation when we kind of get stuck on something that isn't working right. But we really think this is exciting for the cones and the sandwiches launching this year for us. And
do you see that in the near future that the dairy-free items are actually overtaking the dairy-based items? Do you see that happening, or do you think it's going to be slower adoption for that? Just curious to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's a small part of the 5.5 billion ice cream novelty market, ice cream market. The dairy-free is a small percentage of that. However, we like to play in this market now, because last 52 weeks, ice cream novelties grew at about 4%, and the non-dairy novelties grew at about 11%. So they are coming on. They're a small portion of the total category of novelty ice cream aisle, but it's definitely here to stay, and we're happy to be giving our consumers that, like I say, can't handle the dairy or the gluten, another option.
And one more question. Like many people discuss dairy-free versus plant-based. So why did you decide to go with dairy-free instead of saying it's a plant-based product? I mean, you can do either way, but I'm always curious to understand the rationale behind it.
Yeah, probably more just I've been raised in a family of dairy producer and consumer. I'm an ice cream lover, and so I really wanted to kind of still still have it taste really well and be good for the consumer to enjoy, but pull the dairy out of it for those that can't tolerate it.
That's interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, great stuff, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us. Those new dairy-free items look amazing. And once again, you can find them in Sprouts nationwide.
Yep, Sprouts, and then Safeway, Albertsons out in the West, as well as Associated Grocers in the Intermountain West.
Outstanding. Once again, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck with everything going forward.
Thank you.
All right. If you're just tuning in, this is the BevNet Elevator Talk live stream. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of BevNet's Taste Radio podcast. With me is Dr. Sebastian Dreher. Don't want to leave out the doctor. That's very important. You worked hard for that. Dr. Sebastian Dreher, the managing director of Döhler Ventures US.
Yeah.
All right. We've talked to 5 entrepreneurs. Really good stuff so far. I'm really excited to talk to our next 5 entrepreneurs. And next up is Jill Van Gin, who's the CEO of Fatso Peanut Butter. Jill, did I get your last name correct?
Yeah, you're super close. Thanks for
I'm
having
super
me.
close. How do you pronounce that last? How do you pronounce
Van
the word?
Gin is fine. Van Gin or Van Gin. Yeah.
Van Gin. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Fatso Peanut Butter. It says so behind you on your T-shirt. What is the brand all about?
Yeah. So I just want to say that I'm calling in from Canada today. So from beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. So Fatso is an all-natural peanut butter that I've enriched with plant-based super fats. So we've included ingredients such as coconut oil, avocado oil, MCT oil, chia seeds, flax, and a prebiotic fiber. So we have 3 delicious flavors. We've got our classic peanut butter here. So this is a bit of a coconutty flavor. And we've got our cocoa flavor as well. So chocolate peanut butter, everybody loves that. That's got real cocoa butter in it. And then finally, our newest SKU, which is crunchy salted caramel. We've got real pink Himalayan salt in there and a really beautiful salted caramel flavor. We're also one of the only flavored nut butters on the market in North America that doesn't use palm oil or sugar to enhance flavor or texture. So one of the things that I wanted to do with Fatso was to create a super nutrient dense nut butter that was going to taste amazing and it wasn't going to break the bank. So I just noticed that myself and my friends were buying a lot of almond and cashew butters because for some reason we thought it was better for us. And it was costing like $15 to $20 a jar. So I thought, why not take this protein rich, it's got lots of fiber and minerals. Peanuts are a cornerstone of so many diets. Use the great nutrient dense peanut butter, add in plant-based super fats, make it taste amazing, and then price it in a way that more people can access. So our suggested retail price is $9.99. And we've got all of our certifications, so non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, keto-friendly, and kosher. And yeah, we came down to Expo to launch in the United States. We are Canada-wide. So we're really thankful to BevNet and Nosh for letting us use this as a launch pad. So yeah, Fatso peanut butter.
Sebastian, how are you feeling about Fatso?
So first of all, I could not survive with having a full shelf or rack of peanut butter in my apartment. Like that would be impossible, right? So that's one thing. So one thing I noticed about your branding is you have like in really tiny letters on your label, high performance. I think term high performance. Why did you decide to put it only small on the label? Because it could have been a way for you to focus on the functional aspect of your product. So just walk me through that decision and what do you think that could be in the future for you?
Yeah, so one of the things that we have that is really appealing to a lot of retailers and to consumers is a way that we actually face on a shelf. So the big black bold letters of Fatso really stand out really well. So high performance is very long. Performance is a long word. So trying to find a lot of real estate for that was a bit challenging for us. So we really wanted to be able to distinguish ourselves from just regular peanut butter because people think of peanut butter as a commodity product, right? So they think of it as something that's inexpensive. What we've done here is we've added in these amazing plant-based super fats. So we really are challenging people to rethink what is in our product, which is why we called it a high performance peanut butter.
Okay, and my question is for you, do you rather expect new customers to come to your product that haven't been traditionally buying peanut butter and using the word fats and their the whole claim about healthy fats and everything that's going on, versus do you think you can convert many traditional peanut butter buyers to a better for you peanut butter? So what's your conversion mechanism? And what do you think is going to happen, or what do you want to happen?
Yeah, so what we've seen here in Canada is we have brought in customers from both of those sides. So first of all, traditional peanut butter lovers, everybody loves that really classic flavor. And what we wanted to do was to offer something that was going to capitalize on that really classic, really traditional flavor that reminds people of their childhood, but add in something that's going to really make them sort of challenge themselves around how they think about peanut butter and how they think about nut butter. So we really came into the market at the same time that keto was on an uptick. We didn't develop it for keto. We also came in at a time where fitness is becoming a huge part of people's lives. So we brought in people who are traditionally eating like your crafts. They have a lot more awareness about what palm oil is and all these other ingredients that really shouldn't be in a natural peanut butter. And they've been able to come over to our camp. On the other end, we have people who are like maybe vegan or gluten-free or pursuing a more high-end nut butter, like an almond butter or a cashew butter, but are finding that increasingly it's really hard to sustain a nut butter habit when it's 20 bucks a jar. So they look at Fatso, and we've been able to carve out a niche within our category where we are competing against almond and cashew butters. We're just a little bit more expensive than your traditional peanut butters. So we've been able to sort of capture this market from both sides. Parents feel good about giving it to their kids. We've got people from all over the fitness spectrum and specialty diets that have come over to Camp Fatso.
All right. Jill, great stuff. I can't wait to try Fatso down here in the States. Looking forward to seeing the brand on shelf around me.
Great. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. That was Jill Benjin. I think I pronounced it correct. I think so. The CEO of Fatso Peanut Butter. I'm sorry. Fatso Peanut Butter. I agree with you, Sebastian. Having a wall of peanut butter behind me, that'd be a struggle. I'd have a hard time with that.
Yeah, so it's good that you can. I think the brand actually can do really well online, and it's good to capture audience there. So maybe it's a better option to order it, to have a subscription, and it's coming in. Maybe it's a little bit better.
Indeed. All right, moving on from peanut butter to chocolate, we have Mike Dunford, who's the chief chocolate drinker of Cocoa Metro. Mike, how are you? Mike is not here with us. He's coming. Mike, can you hear us? Not just yet. Sebastian. Oh, there he is, Mike. He appears out of nowhere. Mike Dunford, again, the chief chocolate drinker of Cocoa Metro. Is that the official title?
Yeah, chief chocolate drinker. Tough job. Somebody's got to do it, though.
Indeed. Cocoa Metro, is it what it sounds like? You make cocoa products?
Yeah, our flagship product has been a Belgian-style chocolate milk that we've been serving up for about 10 years now. A lot of chocolate milks out there are geared for kids, kind of using the cheap chocolate. And we saw an opportunity about 10 years ago in the US to see this up-ramp of people enjoying specialty chocolate and darker chocolate. And so we decided to make a Belgian-style dark chocolate milk to fill that niche.
Yeah, you've got a range of products, but you've got a very new product you want to talk about here on the live stream. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up on Nesquik, the powdered Nesquik. You get it from the store and stir into milk. And a couple of years ago, we were just thinking about our products and how we had taken up this space in the retailers where we are serving a more specialty dark chocolate flavor profile. And we thought, hey, why couldn't we do that with an instant powder mix? And so we started developing that, and actually kind of got sidelined after some other projects blew up for us, which was good. But anyway, we've circled back and just recently completed a Kickstarter campaign, mostly just to kind of gauge what people would think of having an instant chocolate powder mix. And, the reaction was great. People are very enthused. So far, people are excited about this. So essentially, it's a Nesquik powder, but it's made with a really nice Belgian chocolate. And the flavor profile on this is wild. It's just got lots of different notes to enjoy as you're stirring that into cold milk. And also, we're keeping it simple and straightforward. Nesquik has a lot of additives, a lot of things in there like carrageenan, something that is not digestible for a lot of people in the States, and so, or across the world, really. And so we've decided to put this into a very simple profile. We've got the cocoa, cane sugar, and vanilla. So I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people out there.
Sebastian, we know you like coffee. Would you drink this product? Would you drink a quote unquote better for you Nesquik?
I would absolutely drink the chocolate milk. So in the Netherlands, there's a product called Fla. Maybe you know this, Mike, but they when I was younger, I was like, when we go to Netherlands, then we would drink it a lot. So it's delicious. It's simply delicious, and I can imagine that your product is the same. What I like is actually, the angle. Indulgence is still a big business, right? And not everything has to be per se like better nutrition, better for you, higher quality ingredients, and better ingredients is also still working. So I think it's a very interesting approach you're having and you're taking. My question, similar to Fatso, is how you're going to grow the category, right? I mean, I think one mechanism is you would take customers away from a Nesquik, right? But how do you envision to make this popular again, right? How do you envision in this world of dieting and all of those different trends? Like, how do you bring people to say drink more chocolate? What's your lens on that? How are you going to do that?
Yeah, it's a great question. As we know, all the interest right now is surrounding dairy-free type, blends, and even in the chocolate milk space, there's all kinds of chocolate opportunities now, oat milk, and others. And as we see that, and our flagship product is a dairy product, ready to drink chocolate milk. But as we see the interest growing in other areas, this is also a great place for us to play, because now people can take this indulgent Belgian chocolate instant drink mix and mix it into their favorite almond milk or their favorite oat milk or whatever. And so we see a great space to grow in that area. And then frankly, right now, Nesquik's the only other player on the shelf. It's kind of interesting. I mean, for I think over 100 years, actually. I mean, Hershey's used to have a powdered instant drink mix, and they're not playing anymore. So Nesquik really is the only other company out there doing something like this. So I think there's all kinds of room to grow and to just approach it. And hey, you bring the milk base, whether that's dairy or plant-based, and we'll provide the chocolate. There's always a chance where you have that chocolate milk urge, or you've got a craving that creeps up and you don't have chocolate milk in the fridge. And this way you have it in the pantry and you just run and grab it and stir it in really quickly and still have that, fix your chocolate craving.
Well, I'm craving some right now. Mike, that sounds incredible. And thank you so much for joining us on the Elevator Talk live stream. Stop by the office soon, whenever you can.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, up next we have Angela Palmieri, who is the CEO of Native State Foods. Angela, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
I can. We can. Sebastian,
you got my name correct.
1 out of 10.
Vowels in there.
1 out of 10 ain't bad, right? Native.
Good.
Thank you very much. Native State Foods. What do you guys do?
Yeah, so Native State Foods, we are a mission-based brand. We ethically and responsibly source superfoods from all over the world. And we like to source what we call ancient or indigenous superfoods. So these are superfoods that are incredibly nutrient dense, but they've been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years by peoples around the world. So what we're most excited about, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, so what we're most excited about is our newest innovation. We have superfood bites. So they are a single serve snack option where we've sourced over 10 superfoods from around the world, including things like chia, sacha enchi, maca, turmeric, and combined with really unique flavors that are familiar to customers. So you've got a fresh blueberry, ginger, we've got a goji berry, and we've got one of our top sellers is our chocolate. We're super excited about this category, particularly now, because we find that consumers are looking for more out of their snacks, looking for better for you snacks, but they're also looking for added functionality. And so we've seen a lot of great customer feedback from this product and already some great traction in the market.
Outstanding. And so the bites, I mean, are they just small rolls? I mean, are they similar to other products that we've seen, or are they kind of a different texture, a different feel?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the format, which is really innovative. So we start with dates as our binder, and we wrap in things like fruits and nuts. You get a really fresh flavor profile. The bites are not baked, and so we keep all of that dense nutrition inside, and that increases the bioavailability of the nutrients for the body, so that your body can process more. We take all that stuff, and then we infuse the superfoods inside. So some of these things like maca and turmeric, which are adaptogens. They're going to help with stress. Very important right now. They're going to help with energy, anxiety, focus. And then we wrap all those stuff up on the outside. On the inside, we've got a really tasty roasted almond butter center, which really provides sort of this savory meets sweet flavor profile with just a little bit of crunch. Each pack, inside you have 5 poppable bites. They're about this size, and they're really easy for the snacking behavior. So when you want to grab something on the go, you take this product, you can just sort of rip open the top, and as you're walking out the door, which is something you can throw in your bag or as you're on the go, and that poppable format we're finding is really unique in the marketplace. A lot of what you see currently in some of these functional stacks are a bigger package or a bag or something that you might not want to throw in your bag. You don't have room for it. You don't want to lug it around all day. This is really great because not only is the format inside differently, but the packaging is really designed for convenience and to take with you.
Angela, you know, I'm a big fan of the brand and the products. What is your ideal placement in stores? As you said, it's kind of unique, but healthy snacking is like a big category. Where do you want to be placed, ideally, if you have?
Yeah, exactly. Great question. So we went to market first in cafes, juice bars, at athletic facilities and gyms. And that's really because the consumer that's doing this is a really active consumer. We're hitting the weekend warriors. We're hitting people who care about their body. Particularly now, this product is on fire right now because it's packed with all these amazing superfoods and these really functional ingredients. We call it a little bit like putting on your suit of armor, right? When you're looking for those superfoods that are going to do a few things for you, they're going to boost immunity. They're going to really help increase your wellness and to put that shield on to really help you get the body get the nutrition you need, but in a really convenient pack. So currently right now we are really focused on a couple of key placements. One in the grocery, we're looking at functional snacking. So looking at superfood and better for you snacks that are really doing more for you. In some of what we're really excited about is in our alternative channels. So again, I mentioned we started in the gyms and cafes, coffee shops and things like that, and also food service. So we really wanted to be where people were grabbing snacks like this. So if you think of the consumer, and this is what's really exciting about this too, if you think of the consumer that is looking for that smoothie or that where they're putting in all their superfoods, their maca, their protein powders and everything, product does that for you. It wraps all that good nutrition really fresh, puts it into a poppable format. So you don't have to do all that, put all that at home or do all that work. You've got something you can take with you. Or let's say you come out of the gym or on the way to the gym, we're going to be in the place where you're grabbing that snack so that you can put that into your body. So we're super excited to announce we are launching with GNC. They invited us to speak at their innovation summit. They are putting a real focus on these high quality innovative snacks. So we're rolling out with them across the US. We're also rolling out into natural grocery. We chose grocery as our phase 2 because we really wanted to, like I said, be at the grab and go locations where people are looking for this. But we're going to hit grocery stores across the US in the summer. So we're super excited about that as well.
Outstanding. Angela, it sounds like you're off to a great start, and I'm really excited for you and the brand. Can't wait to see Native State locally here in the Boston area.
It's all about staying well, you guys. Stay healthy out there.
You too. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
All right. Up next, we have Alex Baer, who is the CEO and co-founder of Genius Juice. Alex, how are you?
Doing really good, Ray. How are you?
I'm great. You got your bottle of Genius Juice right next to you. And you know what? That's a different looking package than I've seen in the past. Is that new?
It is. You can see less of what's inside, right? It's more of a wrapped label. So yeah, about in the last 3 or 4 months, we did upgrade our branding. We've literally had the same branding for like 5 years. And then about half a year ago, we decided, you know what, I think it's time for an upgrade, a good refresh, since we're getting into more of the mass market retailers. Like, we have Whole Foods and we love Whole Foods, but we're starting to get into other retailers outside of Whole Foods. So we have 3 SKUs. Now I'll take a step back. Our product is a whole coconut smoothie. Super simple. It's coconut water and coconut meat. We're the first brand pretty much in the world to blend the entire coconut into one bottle. We have a facility in Thailand in the Ratchaburi province, about 45,000 square feet. And we extract the coconuts there. Literally, we take fresh young Thai green coconuts in from the plantations. We crack them open, scoop out the meat, extract out the water, and then blend it. And then we send it here, and then we make it and we pack it. So really, really fresh. And I think what really sets us apart from other functional beverages are the ingredients. Incredibly simple. We don't add any sugars. We don't add any emulsifiers. We don't add any preservatives. We add no artificial sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit. We really let the product and the ingredients shine through on their own. And it's like perfect the way it is from nature. There's really nothing else that we need to add. So I think that's the beauty and the, I think Steve Jobs said it, like genius, is the ultimate, or I forget what he said. Anyway, he said simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, right? I screwed that up, but I redeemed myself. So we keep our products very simple and very clean. And that's what we're really about with our brand. We do have 3 SKUs. We have the original here, and we also have the mocha, which has whole coconut with chocolate and coffee. And then our 3rd SKU is our turmeric, which especially the sales have really gone up on this one in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Just everyone taking care of themselves better, being more aware, and boosting their immune system. And this one has whole coconut, turmeric, ginger, vanilla, and cinnamon. Is it okay if I make a announcement of a new SKU, a premiere announcement on this live stream?
I would be humbled and honored, Alex, if you would introduce a new SKU on the live stream.
Okay. So we are releasing a new vanilla cinnamon flavor because of overwhelming demand. We've had so many people at demos, corporate buyers, they have said, you should just put vanilla and cinnamon in. Keep it, just have it like this really decadent kind of shake. It goes really well with whole coconut. And so we listened to them. We're coming out with it in May or June. May get delayed by a month or so, but we are coming out by the summer with a vanilla cinnamon SKU. So we're really excited about that.
That sounds delicious, Alex. Alex, I was secretly hoping that you would rap a little bit for us. I know that you have an amazing video outside. I quote you here: "Drink once a day, hip hip hooray." So how are you going to make sure that this is going to be a habit? We talk a lot about habit forming. This is a smoothie. How do you what are your consumers saying to you? How are they using the product, and what do you think is the ideal scenario for using your product as it is a smoothie? And that's
yeah, definitely. I'll do some rap at the end if you want me to. On the spot, I'm glad to do that. No problem.
I'll leave it up to Ray to decide if that's in the time or not.
Unfortunately, we got a minute left, so you can answer Sebastian's question in 45 seconds. Then you can wrap for 15.
Yeah, I'll do a quick wrap at the end. But yeah, I think the usage occasion on our product is that this is a true smoothie. It's filling. Not only does it taste really great, but it's very healthy. Filled with tons of great ingredients and nutrients, and it's very filling. So it's something where you can have as a breakfast, just to kind of get you going, give you a boost of energy. And you can also have it between meals. It could be between breakfast and lunch, or between lunch and dinner. So it's really any time of the day. It's also pre-post workout. So before workout, you can drink one to give you the necessary good fats and also the calories to power you through your workout. It can also be after, if you're trying to replenish, since it does have coconut water in it, it's good for potassium and also electrolytes. So I would say anytime you need a snack on the go, but something very quick, very filling and nutritious and gives you energy, Genius is, the choice for you.
Outstanding. Unfortunately, we don't have time for the wrap, but if folks want to hear Alex rap, you can go to the Genius Juice website, right?
We actually have a fundraising campaign that's closing next Wednesday, and it's on WeFunder.com/genius. We're raising money on it. We've raised almost $400,000 in the last 2 months. And if you want to come in and invest, you can. WeFunder.com/genius closes next Wednesday.
Outstanding. Good stuff. Alex, always great seeing you. And love the new 4 SKUs. Cinnamon sounds amazing.
Definitely. Thank you, Ray. Thanks for having me, Sebastian. Good to meet you.
Good stuff indeed. All right. Our last entrepreneurs, or the last folks that are participating in today's live stream, are Russell Diaz-Canseco and Megan Schuchman, who are respectively the president and CEO and director of innovation of Vital Farms. How are you guys doing?
Well, after that long line of wonderful product presentations, I'm hungry and thirsty.
Same.
100%. Vital Farms, I'm familiar with the brand. For folks who aren't, Ruben, could you tell us, I'm sorry, Russell, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So at Vital Farms, we're on a mission to bring ethical food to the table. Starting in 2007 with a small flock of free-ranging or pasture-raised hens, we brought pasture-raised eggs to the masses through conventional grocery and natural grocery channels. We've since expanded into other products, including butter and ghee butter, as well as other types of eggs, including hard-boiled eggs and liquid eggs. With the wonderful addition of Megan to our team, we've started to expand even further out from the eggs and butter that we produce, and can't wait to tell you about what Megan's got in store for us now.
Megan, tell us about what you have in store.
Yeah, so when I joined the team, obviously we had a robust roster of things that you could use to make your own scratch eggs. And we know that that's the ideal for consumers in the morning, but it's not the reality whatsoever during the week. So we're really excited to launch our own version of Egg Bites. So these are egg-based muffins that are high in protein. They're 16 to 18 grams of protein, and we've maintained our really high sourcing standards with this, ensuring that we're using our pasture-raised eggs, pasture-raised cheese, meats from animals that were humanely raised. So all of these animals are on small family farms. For our chickens, they have 108 square feet per chicken, which is a lot of space to roam and peck at bugs. And the pigs as well, not raised in crates. They have access to the outdoors year round. So we're really excited about this being a convenient option because it's fully cooked. You can pop the tray directly into the microwave. There's 2 of these egg muffins and walk out the door with something that's much more substantive and satisfying versus most of the stuff that people are grabbing while they're running out the door.
What are you normally running out the door with, Sebastian?
A cup of coffee. So that's an easy answer for me because that's what it is. But I would love to try an egg muffin. Should I call it egg muffin or egg bite? What's your preferred way of saying that?
Yeah, I think a lot of consumers are familiar with egg bites, especially with the Starbucks sous vide egg bites and other Pinterest trends with egg bites. So egg bite is probably the better term, but in case you're not familiar with it, a muffin is a good conduit to describe it, but there's no grains in it whatsoever. It's completely gluten-free.
Awesome. And Vital Farms recently launched a new traceability initiative too. Can you guys tell us about it?
Sure. So, we've built our brand on the notion, very much rooted in the notion of conscious capitalism and the stakeholder model. And a big part of that, being of service to all of our stakeholders, is transparency. And there's no better way to convey transparency to our consumers than to let them see a farm from which their eggs were produced. And so on the ends of our cartons of eggs, we actually have printed the farm name, and you can go onto our website and type in the farm name, and you can see a video of the chickens out on the pasture on that particular farm. And as far as we know, we're the only egg company in the U.S. That's doing that.
That's amazing. We're running out of time, but could you tell us a little bit about where the new egg bites are being sold?
Yeah, so the egg bites are launching later this summer. They will be on shelves in August. So we are currently shopping this out to all customers and hope to have exciting news on where you can find this nationally come August.
Outstanding. Well, this has been a really fun chat. Really appreciate the time, Russell and Megan. Hopefully we'll see those egg bites in the near future.
Thanks so much for having us.
All right, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
Man, as Russell mentioned, I'm hungry after seeing everything that we've seen, and thirsty for that matter. Sebastian, how are you feeling?
Same here. So hungry, thirsty. Yeah, absolutely. But it was great to see so many different companies from different backgrounds. I think it was a really great selection from existing categories, companies that want to revive old categories to new categories. So everything was in the chat, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm sure folks who are watching at home would want to know how to get in touch with you and bend your ear, Sebastian. Is there a good way to do that?
yeah, just shoot me an email at sebastian.dreher@döhler.com. You can also just look me up on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to answer. I have been slow to answer in the recent weeks, so I have to apologize for that. It just has been, I guess, like for everyone, really busy. But just reach out LinkedIn or shoot me an email. I guess you can provide my information too, and I'm happy to have a chat.
Before you reach out to Sebastian, make sure you listen to his interview on Taste Radio Insider episode 39, which is titled "The Art and Science of Getting an Investor to Say Yes." It's a really great listen. And Sebastian, you're a really great person. Fantastic stuff. So great to have you. Such great advice and critique of these brands and presentations. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Every time, just send me a text.
Outstanding. And to everyone who's been watching over the past hour, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I hope you got a lot out of it. And we're going to do it again soon. So stay tuned for the next edition of the Elevator Talk Livestream. Signing off for Sebastian and our incredible team at BevNet, Nosh, and Taste Radio, I'm Ray Latif. We'll talk to you next time.